Hello and welcome to Poets Corner, everyone.
Hi everyone. It's always really weird being the last performer of the event or a show. I just want to say, everyone before me, you guys have smashed it. You know, Zaki, Noor, Nathan, and all of the open micers as well. You've done so well done. You should be really proud of yourselves. So my name's Irram. I was born and bred in Birmingham. I moved out of Birmingham about 3.5 years ago. I now live in Milton Keynes, but Birmingham's home, man. Birmingham would always be home, you know. And I'm going to start off with a piece that I wrote about culture, about roots, about my heritage, about me accepting where my family is from. And this one's called Root and Stems, and you can also find it on Spotify, I'm just saying. You say you support the cause because of the so-called Equality Act, but when it's Free Palestine or Black Lives Matter, I see how you don't act. See, I'm bored of your questions and I'm tired of answering them. Do you drink? Do you eat bacon? Do you wear that thing to bed? When you shower, does it stay on your head? In a world where androids are kind of taking over, maybe the next time you say, hey Alexa, you can finally find some closure. I'm tired of spelling my name out to the Stephanie Siobhans and Sineads. If you can say Dostoevsky, then you can also say my name. I'm tired of being looked at in a different sort of light, and I felt it really deep when Maya said, still I rise. Brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes, all eyes staring as I walk down the street. I wonder what I've done wrong, or if I have something on my face. Wait, I do. I have culture on my face. I have religion on my face. I have the roots of my ancestors buried deep within my soul. Yes, look at me. I am a walking, talking piece of art, heritage, tradition. I am the henna stain on Eid nights. I am the color of bazaars that shine bright. I am bangles, red, green, yellow and blue. I am the street food at the end of cornfields. I am the villages on the broken roads. I am the sweet, ripe mangoes on a hot summer's day. I am the smell of curry for breakfast on a Sunday morning. I am spices, I am herbs, I am garlic, turmeric, ginger, roots. I am strength. And I come from all of this without being suppressed. And I come from all of this without being oppressed. I come from all of this without violence and impurity because my culture and my faith would never let me trade my humanity. And my humanity stems from humble roots. It stems from working class families and stay-at-home mums. It stems from the death of my father and the sleepless nights of my mother. It stems from eating biryani and roast chicken while we had beans on toast. It stems from choosing to pay for the bus or for lunch that day. It stems from getting a job at 16 to help mums with all the bills she had to pay. It stems from smiling on the outside while I was dying on the inside. That's what kills. I've laid out my timeline, but it's not for you to judge. I'm simply showing you where I come from and how hard I am to touch. So take me as I am, roots and all, for it's not my fault if you stumble over them and fall. Thank you. This next piece, so the first and the last lines have come from a poetry prompt that I saw a couple of months ago that was floating around Instagram from a poetry group called Spoken Lyric. And so I've put that the beginning and the end of my piece. Expression is massive. It creates magic for the masses. My words sway left and right, building empires through the darkness. I see the tunnels, but where is the light? It feels right to move in the wrong direction, and after much reflection, I feel a disconnection from my creation for the masses. My pen clicks and something flashes, the ashes in my mind rise like a phoenix, ready for takeoff. We move again, this time from right to left, and somehow it feels right, I must confess. Pushing against the grain, swimming against the current, it feels right like I'm obsessed with how I express myself. People will point and whisper and alienate you in an instant, and sometimes have questions that barely make any sense, like, you know when they ask you, where are you from? Or when some of them say, go back to where you came from. I don't know whether to say Birmingham or MK because they're the only two places where I've ever really stayed. No, but where are your parents from? And where were your grandparents born? I mean, there's really no need to make all this fuss, so tell me, why are you beating around this proverbial bush? Because all you really need to ask is, what is your ethnicity? What is your cultural heritage? Not if English is my first language. But I'll break it down for you, so let's get lyrical. Strategically placing facts for you so you think it's a miracle. See, I come from the land of poets, and I thank them for paving the way. So when I write for a reason. I guess it's just in my DNA. See, I come from the land of hockey, not cricket, so don't get it twisted. And if they put more in our history books, you'd know that it all existed. See, I come from the land of colours, and although we've had moments of fascism, the bazaars and the people take over, so there's really no room for racism. See, I come from the land of flavours, and when I tell you it's a party in your mouth, biryani, samosas and chai, you'll be scouting for more, no doubt. So when you say go back to where you come from, I don't think that you fully understand that the land on which I currently stand is being raised by the hands of settlers and immigrants. So my expression is massive, swinging into my life, allowing me to create magic for the masses. Thank you. Thank you. This next piece kind of carries on from that flow of not knowing where you come from and not knowing where you're supposed to be. So this one I wrote for World Refugee Day. Imagine looking at this planet from outer space and seeing 7 billion bodies but not a single face, because we're all taking different paths at the speed of light and no one ever has the time to look up and say hi. Get out the way, the refugees are coming. Ukraine, we got all the love that you crave. Our doors are open and your beds are made. I mean, imagine being in a spaceship flying over the earth and seeing rich men making the poor ones work, and then you turn your head and see the other side, the one that presidents and leaders try to hide, along with the blood on their hands when they conquer and divide. But what about all the people that have been cast aside? And when you start asking questions, apparently it's classified. And when you watch from up above, it's genocide, magnified. Get out the way, the refugees are, Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, Palestine. We ain't got the time, we ain't got the space, we ain't got the money, we've only got our pride. It doesn't matter if your country is bleeding. It doesn't matter if your home is at war. It doesn't matter if your women are raped. It doesn't matter if your children are poor, because white skin, let me show you the way in. Brown skin, let me show you the box you'll be shipped in, like we're Amazon Prime in. I stand with refugees while you make them sit tight. Hell, you even took Jesus and painted him white. I stand with refugees while you make them sit down. It shouldn't matter if their skin is black, white, or if it's brown. But in the end, it does matter. Your color, race, and nationality, your status, looks, and your personality. They tell you not to worry while they take away your morality. Well, I'm telling you to worry. It's time to face the facts here. Time to trace them and embrace them and face your reality. You think they'll help you? Joke's on you. They'll drop you 6 feet under and tell the media you are a threat to society. They'll tell you money makes the world go round. I say money makes the world go wrong. You need to wake up. This isn't dreamland. It's like homeland. Basically, you need to fix up on your distorted mentality. I stand with refugees where you make them sit down. It shouldn't matter if their skin is black, white, or if it's brown. Thank you. Thank you. This next piece, I'm going to give a trigger warning, mental health and self-harm. So if anybody wishes to leave, then that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to give everyone a couple of seconds if they want to leave. I'm an addict, I confess. I wake up every night in a puddle of sweat, not from any monsters hiding under my bed, no, but from all the demons that live inside my head. See, I'm addicted to anxiety. I can't really leave it because it's a huge part of me. It raised me, brought me up, created my deadly thoughts for years. I mean, it took me 8 years to do a 3-year degree because of all these demons that are resident inside of me. Making my decisions for me, weighing me down like a paperweight, introverting my life into a fetus position until I feel a punch in my stomach, heavyweight. I kind of don't want them to leave though. The voices that I hear have now become my comfort zone. You see, anxiety is an accessory you can't just rip off. It's like 2 chains holding you down like a felony charge. Every sick feeling, every sweaty palm have now become the fixes I need to keep me calm. I mean, anxiety is an addiction that led me to self-harm. When my vision started to blur and my ears started to hum, I thought, shit, what have I done? With this rope around my neck, where was I hoping it would take me? I felt guilty and ashamed and screamed, Lord, just take me. How would I face my family? How would I face my friends? How would I find the courage to tell them that I wanted it all to end? Anxiety is an addiction that I can't run from, but what was I hoping would be the outcome? I felt the loneliness creep up behind me. You're too young to be depressed. You ain't got any kids to be that stressed. In childhood, they called it trauma, but in adulthood, it's just drama. You don't have to be going through something to go through something. The doctors offered me pills, but the imam told me to pray. But the reality was that I didn't want to live to see another day. I was a social pariah. God, please, if you're listening, I need a Messiah. But all I got was nothing in return. So it felt like it was time for me to return. I picked up the knife, and once again, with a vision that was blurred, I slit my wrist, but out poured words. Flowing in every direction, I see how God saved me, that this was my redirection. So I put down the knife and picked up a pen. I started writing things down that were slightly patchy, turned those marks from my arms into words that are slightly catchy, and every time I feel like I wanted to scream, I took those patches and quilted myself a dream. Thank you. Thank you. My final piece is a letter that I wrote to myself about self-love and self-care, because for a long time my writing was for other people. I never really wrote anything for myself, to perform to myself and read to myself. So this is a letter I wrote to myself. Dear me, I'm writing to inform you that you've been showing signs of self-neglect and some action must be taken. So here are some reasons below. Firstly, I would like to address the lack of belief in yourself. You don't need to be a star to shine, and let's face it, stars are just big balls of gas anyway. And if you can gas your way out of a situation, then honey, you are the star of the show. And you have to make space for yourself in this world before it turns your thoughts into a vacuum and swallows you whole. It's a fake it till you make it kind of life, so trust me, you'll fly just by winging it. Secondly, I want to talk about the lack of self-love. There have been many occasions where you pour too much love into something only to get a drop in return when you are worth oceans. You need to get out of these troubled waters and find your worth once again, learn to breathe once again, submerge once again. And if you feel like you're drowning, it's true what they say about still waters, they run deep. So be still and let the waves of love come to you. You're worth more than a tsunami in a teacup. Next. Let's discuss the trauma you've been carrying since childhood, burdening yourself with heavy loads that are anchoring your existence. You were raised to hold a full plate on an empty stomach, but that doesn't stop you from eating now. That doesn't stop you from healing now. It doesn't, because it's not impossible, just difficult. And difficulties can be overcome by accepting your trauma and changing your manners, so empty your plate when you're done. It's just good manners. In conclusion, I have discussed some areas of interest and I'd like you to take some action. Things don't have to make sense for you to be happy because memories and trauma are two separate faces of the same fire-breathing dragon, so you've just got to find which face fits. Love yourself first and believe in yourself second. I said, love yourself first and believe in yourself second, because you were the first person that your heart beat for. So, I'm sincerely asking you to have faith fully and completely in yourself. Thank you. Thank you.